Assalamu alaikum students. In this video I will explain how to upload the lab experiments. So this is the lab manual for experiment number 1, and it has 4 tasks: task 1, task 2, task 3 and task 4. So for task 1, say for example, what you have to do first is you have to create a file by the name e1t1.c. So small e1 means experiment 1, t1 means task 1. Similarly, for task 2, the name of the file should be e1t2.c. Small e1 t2.c. Similarly, for task 3, the name of the file should be small e1 t3.c. For task 4, the name of the file should be small e1 t4.c. Now press enter. Write the code, save the file, go back to the terminal and check the style of the code. Coding style can be checked by typing c_style_check.txt space name of the file e1t1.c and press enter. Since there are no warning or error messages displayed at the Ubuntu terminal, it means our coding style is perfectly fine. Now compile the file. So after writing pedantic space, you should write small e1t1.c space -o space capital E1t1. So keep this thing in mind. You have to write capital E1t1 and compile the file. Now you can check the output. Capital E1t1. So this is the output of the first task. Repeat all these steps for task 2, task 3 and task 4 of lab experiment number 1. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to go to the location where you have saved all the .c files. For that purpose, you have to press Window key and R key together. Write \\wsl $, OK. Go to Ubuntu home, and these are the files: e1 t1, e1 t2, e1 t3 and e1 t4. Okay, now create a new folder at the desktop and rename it as PF. PF means Programming Fundamentals. Double click on it. Again, create a subfolder and rename it as E1. Capital E1. So capital E1 means experiment number 1. Okay. Similarly, for experiment number 2, what would you do is you would create a subfolder and rename it as experiment 2. Similarly, for experiment 3, E3. For experiment 4, the folder name would be E4 and so on. Okay, now go back to the location where you have saved all the .c files, WSL, Ubuntu, home, and then you have to copy those files which starts with the letter small e. So this one, this one, this one and this one. Okay, so copy these files and go to the programming fundamental folder, experiment 1, and paste it over here. Close it. Now open the codepost.io website, login. Okay, so experiment 1 is the name of the assignment, and you have to submit your files over here. Upload assignment, upload a directory, click on it, and then upload files. Now go to desktop. This is the programming fundamental folder. Click on it. Experiment number 1. Just left click on it once, and then click on this upload button and upload all the files. So these are the files. Submit and run tests. Okay, so now you can view the test results by clicking on it. So all of your tasks, task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, they have passed the tests, and you have scored 3 points in each of the question. Okay, now you can go over here, most recent submission, and you can check the contents of your file which you have submitted. So this is the content of the file e1t1.c. This is the content of the file e1t2.c. This is the content of the file e1t3.c. This is the content of the file e1t4.c. Okay, and then you have to close the button. Okay, say for example, in question number 1 or in task number 1, you have committed a mistake. Then what will happen is the test T1 will fail when it will run on that task, and you can see why the task or why the test failed. So expected output of task 1 is this, while the output of your program is this. So you can see that you have missed out u and the full stop. So because of uh, these two characters being missed by you, um, you have failed to pass this test. So T1, T2, T3 and T4 are the name of the tests. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. T1 is the name of the test to test question number 1. T2 is the name of the test to test question number 2, and so on. And consequently, we have scored 0 points in question number 1. Now you can improve this by resubmitting your file, correct your code, and then resubmit your file. If you want to resubmit your file, you have to upload the whole folder. You have to upload the whole folder. Clear? Don't just upload task 1. Otherwise, the previous 4 files which you submitted, that will be replaced by the task 1 file only. So remember, if you want to resubmit your file, you have to upload the whole E1 folder. You will be allowed to resubmit your files until the due date.